Hello, powerful one. Welcome to this edition of Inner Growth. It says, hey, how are you doing today? Yes, today we will be talking about something that is not unusual, something we always talk about on this channel. First, what is your idea of yourself? What is your idea of God? These two things are central to your being. If you get the ideas wrong, then your life is wrong and your purpose on this earth is wasted. This is why today I'm going to talk around the idea of your physicality is your limitation. Now, who exactly are you? You see yourself as what? As that which you can see in the mirror, the flesh, the physical body. Now, this is where the whole challenge comes. You see, you are pure energy, all right? Pure consciousness, unalloyed by things material, unalloyed by things gross. You are light and pervasive. Your pervasiveness is cosmic. You are a being who is capable of being at the highest summit of creation and also being able to be at the lowest point of creation within a short breath. You can take in a deep breath and you are up there, and you can exhale out and you are back here. It's just a matter of your decision. But you see, you'll be to places without being aware of those places. Now, mark my word, this has nothing to do with the web popularized astral projection. No, it comes to the understanding that the supreme God and us are yoked into one. Like I said in one of my videos explaining some of the theories of the ancients, that see God as an ocean and you as a part of the wave. The wave cannot afford to see itself as distinct from the ocean. The moment the waves start wondering where is the ocean, what is the ocean, what then happens is that the wave is cut off from the flow and it becomes distinctive from the ocean, and it becomes a story that was once told and is no longer being told. It is sucked up, dried up by the weathers. That is what life is all about. Does that make sense? Well, it will make sense. You will get it. When we come back from the break, we will talk more about this. I am Osezwa Anthony Elimihe. You know me. I am in the game of helping you grow from inside out. That is the dream. You're welcome back. The moment you begin to see God as some being, mighty, seated somewhere, somehow, on some form of throne, surrounded by some forces, you might call those forces whatever you want to call them, then you have created a sense of separateness between the source and you. In fact, the use of pronouns like he or she or they for God, it is actually an anomaly made possible by language. Now, this is it. I once said that the mind can never know God because the mind is not spiritual. The mind is subtle material energy that is creating all realities in this world. And mind cannot create any reality in this world without it being attached to the energy channel like you. Therefore, if you want to look at God as an infinite stream of energy and you are a channel of that energy, now you begin to have an idea of a massive God with multiple channels. Now, can you separate a channel from the larger body that it flows from? It's like separating the waters of this earth. We all know that the rivers, the streams, the springs, they all have a destination. And what is the destination? The ocean. A stream may not flow directly into the ocean, but it flows to a bigger body of water, which then takes it and itself down to the ocean. That's how it is. So life is interconnectedness. It is a consciousness of interconnectedness of all living forms, yoked into a permanent dance of love the rhythm for which is supplied by the cosmic entity called God. Now, that cosmic entity is not separate from the living beings, because the living beings are expressions of that cosmic being or that supreme entity. Now, that expression could be compressed, it could be fully expressed, but the most important thing is that all entities are expressions of the source. Now, sometimes it is best for our understanding and proper processing of our spirit not to use the word creator for God, because when you call God a creator, you limit God. God is the source of all creation. And if you begin to visualize God as some being that is separate and started creating things to reflect God, then you have made a problem out of your understanding. And this is one of the challenges of religion. Religion tells us that God is a he or a she or a they, that God is the creator. We understand that God is the source of creation. So when we say that God is the creator, maybe we've seen it from the perspective that there is nothing we do that can be done without God. Therefore, in a humble way, we ascribe creations to him. In that case, fantastic, because God is the commander who instructed creation to happen. Creation is just a thought. Okay, like the mystic will say that there was a time that God was alone and God decided to become many. That thought of wanting to be many created the sound and light principle, which is the primal creative force in the universe. A better understanding of God will create a better understanding of yourself. If you see God as a distinctive entity seated somewhere watching you, you limit yourself, because you are an offshoot of God. Therefore, there is no way God can be separate from you. Now, on a daily basis, because we are open to possibilities of our being and of life, we get new knowledge. All right? We just get new knowledge and we keep improving upon our understanding until the day we finally chisel out the last debris that covers our being, and we will shine forth beautiful as God originally conceived us. So who are you? You are not physical. I would be glad if you will catch this. Even if you don't catch this, I plead with you to do one thing. Ask the question every single day as you wake up and before you go to bed. Who am I? Or you can extend it, because maybe you'll be asking that question before, saying, am I really spirit? Am I truly energy? I intend to know what exactly I am. I am open to this revelation. I am open to the insight, and I intend to know this with the power that flows with this understanding. I choose to know me in the superstructure of life and creation. Who am I? What am I? What is my role in creation? How have I been performing it? How should I perform the role better to fulfill my purpose? I will tell you some things now. Let's start from the top. You are not physical. You are pure energy. All right? An extension of the divine, of the cosmic source of all creation, the supreme source. That's who you are. And you are pervasive. All right? And that makes you very powerful. Then you have a mind. The mind itself is subtle material energy. It is quasi-spirit, but it is not spirit. You are the spirit. Okay? Mind is a representative of time, while you are a representative of eternity. Are you catching it now? You are superior to mind. All right? You are not an imitation of reality. Time is an imitation of reality. See what we are talking about now? In this world, mind is a representative, a perfect representative of time. It is with mind that you are able to understand the concept of past, present, and future. Otherwise, there is no such thing as past and future. It is you having experiences of life. All right? What exists for you is now. But what exists for your mind is yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Because mind is about time. You are not about time. You are the endless continuum. That's what you should see. You are an observer of creation. And you are part of the creation. Now, what makes you part of creation is not the real you. What makes you part of creation is mind, the body, which is the gross material form with which you function in this lower world, which is a creation of mind, and then your environment, which is a subtle social energy. That energy is an extension of you, and that energy of the environment is a creation of yours, and it is subject anytime, any day to your own manipulation. All right? Now, how can you manipulate your environment? How can you manipulate your body? How can you manipulate your mind? It means that you have to rise above them. As long as you are living within them, you will be conditioned by them. You will not even be aware of their influences. The function of mind, body, and environment is to usurp your entity. Why? Because you are the provider of the goodies. You are the entity that supplies energy, because you are the only channel of the source to them. So they value you massively, but you see, they will not want you to know who you truly are. But this is one beautiful thing about it. If you wake up to know who you are, you bless them even much more, because your self-knowledge makes you subject to perpetual flow of that divine energy in its larger and effulgent form. And what then happens is that your body becomes more radiant, your soul becomes more powerful and potent, and your environment is blessed, and they will be forced to celebrate you. But I advise you, don't accept their celebration. You are not the praise taker. Hand it over to the source, because you are an extension of the source, but you are not the source. But in your own space, at the level of mind, body, and the environment, you are the source. So just as the Almighty is the supreme source of all souls are, or spirit, are the sources, the supreme sources of their own private world, comprising of mind, body, and environment. I am doing this in order to wake you up to the understanding of who you truly are. This knowledge doesn't have to be fully understood by you. All you know is that if it kicks something within you and rings true within you, what you simply do is take it and subject it to test, because you are an experimenter. So put it before the crucible and test it in the laboratory of your body. As you sit down, begin to think about it. Don't make a decision about it. Just say, ask questions about it. Am I truly what this guy is saying I am? How may I get to know about this thing? Because if you don't know yourself at this level of thought, you will be subjugated by environmental influences and mental influences and your corporal body influences. And when these things are subjugating you and operating and suppressing you, you will never be able to know what your purpose on this life really is. You will become an instrument of mind. Then you will have lost your purpose, and your call would have been postponed for another time. All we are interested in is for you and me to outgrow this circulation within this lower world, so that at the time we truly die, we will not have any reason to come back here. Even if we are coming back here, we'll come for a better, higher purpose, not at this level of students, kind of thing. You can go to higher studies. You get admission to higher school. That's what we're talking about. If we are not the body, we are not the mind, and we are not the environment, that we are superior to all of these things, and that God is not some entity that is distinct from us. Because when we begin to see God as an entity seated on some throne at some point in the universe, watching us and watching all things, we materialize God. We convert God to how we see ourselves, which is distinct from existence in some ways. God is watching life and all life forms manifest, so it's not part of them. That becomes dualization of reality, and it's no longer reality but an apparency. So in all, I'm simply saying to you that life is yours to live. You have the resources to transform life, to transmute life, to fulfill the goal for which you were conceived. Life is not linear. It's not a movement from point A to point B. That is not life. That is existence. All right? Life is a continuum, and you are a dynamo within the stream of life. Power is what you channel to existence. Now, how can you use this knowledge to transform your life? When you begin to acquire knowledge like this, you begin to realize some truths that have not been visible before. You begin to realize that life is more than material acquisition. Life is more than the work you're doing. Life is more than you're getting married and raising children. They're all beautiful things to do, my friend, but that is not life. That is incidental to life. The real life is you evolving. First of all, you can evolve mentally, because you can't just jump straight to spiritual evolution now. You evolve mentally, and then you evolve spiritually. And what can make you evolve in both in these places is you focusing on your spirit self, asking questions, not going to meet somebody. No, it doesn't work that way. Ask yourself questions, because the source is in you. If you are an extension of the source, don't you know what that means? That the source flows to and through you. Now, make use of that flow. Ask for answers. Generate questions. When you focus your attention on this thought that you are life, you are an extension of life, you are a tributary of the full life, a channel of life, then you begin to have questions that are useful. As long as you hold on to such questions with understanding that answers are available, the answers will come. That's what we're talking about. So focus on that and know that thing, that what limits you is the understanding that you are physical. You are not. All right? And the physical sides of you are your mind, your body, and your environment. How physical is mind? Oh, well, to an extent. Whatever is not spiritual is physical. So mind is not spiritual. It's quasi-spiritual. So it's somehow subtle physical. You are not. You are higher than that. You are purely spiritual. Have that to understand. If that's all you just take and say, I am purely spiritual. I am higher than this world. I am from a higher world. And I want to understand my place in life. I want to understand my origin. I want to understand my purpose. I call for all help in this area. Then you begin to find answers. I don't want you to be bound and locked in this matrix where we see ourselves as just material chasers. We are more than that. We are not part of these wars that they are fighting in the physical universe. We are more than that. We shouldn't be taking sides in the conflict of men. We are more than that. Because these are men who have lost the call, and they have decided to make this place a place of skirmishes. We are more than that. We are not karmic agents. We are not bound by the laws of karma. It is a thing we must achieve in this life, and to rise above karma, to rise above our incarnation, and know that we are superior to whatever challenge that comes before us. That is possible because we know that we are connected to the Supreme Being who loves us madly. And for our connection to be proper with the Supreme Being, we have to love all madly. If you don't love all madly, wait for it. Ask for it, you will get it, because that is the purpose for which you were conceived by the source. God bless you.
Possible.